Hey guys, and welcome to yet another cast of Salt. Today we have a three-man cast.
Three manly men.
The manliest of men. Directly, or kind of directly, but to the back a little bit of my right is the Rosman.
Hi there.
And right to my right is the Adam Man.
Hello.
And I'm Bin.
You sure are.
A little bit of a tidbit of information. We were supposed to be recording earlier this morning. I may or may not have rocked up 6 hours late. Just saying.
That's fine. I was playing Pokemon Let's Go. It's fantastic.
So the guys were just playing games while they waited. It was a good 6 hours.
Just living the rockstar life. You know?
That's what I do.
Do you show up when you feel like
It's
it?
how I roll.
I could have done either chores, or I could have, edited a video, or I could have done a multi things. I'm like, you know what? 6 hours of Pokemon Let's Go sounds pretty fucking
about
great
right. Sounds
It's pretty
about
good.
right.
Well,
It's a great game. It's a great game.
looks all right, actually. I haven't bought it yet.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right, before we do get too carried away, the usual reminder, for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Check out the remainder of our stuff. We have very recently gotten back into the swing of releasing Let's Plays, so check out some new funky content. If you want to see Carl raging out, our latest video was, what's it called again?
Getting over it.
Getting over it. Check
Hit
it
game
out.
of last year. It was pretty good.
Check it out.
Got
But
some new
okay.
stuff as well.
Yes,
We've got Mega
and
Man 11 coming out.
there's
soon
some
as well.
stuff in the pipeline, so look forward to that. But for everybody else that's audio only, let us know what you think. Jump onto Discord. If there's any content or topics you want to touch on, just throw them our way. We'll absolutely pick those up. And yeah, so just let us know.
Yeah, all
Cool.
the links in the description for Discord and everything else. Or you can just comment in the YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube as well. We look at everything.
Yeah, cool. All right, sweet. Let us begin. Any updates? Anything you guys have been?
Well,
I know there's Pokemon.
Yeah,
Let's
Pokemon,
go.
let's go,
I don't
baby.
think it's any secret
Pokemon.
Straight into my veins, ladies and gentlemen.
He still hasn't caught that Gengar yet.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, I got Lavender Town and I was like, I can't fucking wait. Hey, by the way, that awesome follow mechanic where you have like the Pokemon following behind you is amazing and adorable. I have an Arbok following me at the moment and it's
Ooh.
amazing. I was like, I always, you always get a Pokemon and try and level it until it evolves. You're like, okay, I got the Pokedex entry.
Get
Off
rid
you
of
go,
it.
never
Yeah.
seeing you again. I was planning on doing that with Ekans because Ekans is like, he's okay. And then I evolved into an Arbok and then got him to follow me and I was like,
God damn, this looks
I
badass.
fucking love this Arbok. I don't know what to say. I fucking love it.
All right, do you know what I'm gonna get following me? Goddamn Arcanine.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
have a giant dog
Well, that's the
following
thing.
around
I was
everywhere.
just like, you know what? Arbok looks great, and this feature is fantastic. But the second I get Gengar, you'll never see anything else ever again.
Yes.
It's Gengar all day, every day, just 100%.
All day.
Fuck Mewtwo. People are like, you see people in videos and they've either got their Mewtwo or their Mew following them, and I'm like, come on, man.
I didn't care about
Come
that.
on. No.
Yeah.
No.
All day, every day Gengar.
That is 100% Scrubtown. Like, you need to get your Jam in there. You need to get Gengar. You need to get your Alakazams. You need to get your Arcanines.
All right,
That's the shit.
sweet. I'm actually quite keen to get onto that. Maybe the final push I need to get get onto the Switch.
Dude,
in order to play that game,
Smash
you need
Brothers
a Switch.
is coming out.
That's-
Smash Brothers is
that's-
coming
that's
out in
like-
next week, man.
That's the final, the curtain call. That's
Oh my God.
It's happening. All
Yeah.
right, Rosman.
Yeah,
Anything?
well, I mean, that's basically my update. Smash Ultimate Waiting Room.
It's just like Roz is just at home at his PC, just going.
Waiting. I am waiting very patiently.
Yeah, so I've still been playing WoW with this expansion's not great.
The end.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's not unfun.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
I mean, it's still
I mean, it's not fun. Playing with the guildies is pretty great, but if I was playing solo, I'd have unsubs.
You'd just be
Yeah.
like, I'm done here. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I'll be quite brief. 2 updates from me. One, just got back from a cruise.
Oh, yeah.
That shit is fun.
Looking very tan.
I actually have my shoulders appealing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And went with a massive group of CK and his friends and that.
Yeah.
Interesting people. Just gonna say, interesting bunch of people.
Chris's mates. Really? They're interesting? I wouldn't have thought.
I'm gonna be
Are
honest.
they his PUBG friends?
There is one person in particular that will shock you more than Chris does. Just putting that out there.
I might have
Such a human being does exist.
Is he also a member of the Meteor cult?
Not quite. And then the other thing, a bit late on the train, but I imagine Adam, you would have watched it. But on Netflix, Dragon Prince. It is a good show.
It's okay.
I enjoyed it.
It's okay.
It's only no. So the thing is, it's only 9 episodes.
I've gotten through the first 4 or 5.
There's only 9 episodes up to it so far. It's starts out very childish. It's very like colorful and simple. But as it develops, it builds out.
If you don't realize from the fucking millions of references in the show, they also made Avatar.
Yeah.
Like literally, I told Leah. Now I watched the first episode with her sister and her husband, and we were like, okay, I liked the first 2 or 3 episodes. I was like, Leah might really enjoy this as well. She loves Avatar, and I just said, by the way, if you see the references, like, it's pretty on the nose. And she's like, what do you mean? Literally, the intro is just like, there were 4 elements. And I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, immediately, the intro's just like, they just fucking subbed them out.
Starts off straight away very much. And that was
exactly the fucking same.
Absolutely.
But it is a good show, though.
It's good. My hope
bit
is
cheesy, but it's okay.
that it will do the similar sort of thing as what the Avatar did, and get more serious and get more in depth in like story progression wise.
That's why I was actually surprised with that show, is because they didn't start thematically where Avatar left off. They didn't start at a place going, okay, we know that
this is what
Avatar season 1 mixed, everything else people love, that people know that we're going to be writing this show, and it's going to be kind of like more high fantasy dragon version of Avatar.
Yeah.
So why don't we start there?
Just jump straight into that.
Start at that kind of tone, but they go back. It's pretty much like
straight back to the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm keen for it. I'm hoping for it to progress in that sense.
As long as it doesn't get cancelled.
The chapters are also in books.
Yeah, the chapters in books. I was just like, are you even fucking like trying?
You guys aren't trying, are you?
You're not
like we nailed we
got the formula just right.
We nailed it with Avatar. Let's do that again.
Oh my god!
Do not fuck with the formula.
All right. I'm gonna throw over to you to bring us into our first
topic.
Big topic.
First thing. So this is
being
something
the Nintendo man,
very near and dear to our little streaming and recording hearts. Is Nintendo released some new guidelines and policies. These have traditionally fucked us so bad. Every time we put something out, it's just like, nope.
Pokken?
So yeah, so it's sort of like,
my buddy, fuck off.
Boom, boom, boom.
So it's sort of like, do we run ads on the YouTube channel?
No,
not anymore.
No,
we can't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
YouTube screwed us over on that one.
Yeah. Okay. Well. So we don't want to run ads at the moment. We can't run ads at the moment. But you may notice that all our Nintendo videos have ads on them.
Yes.
Like we
and
have
that's
no
not
choice.
us. That's not us.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's not on us.
Not us. Yeah. So but it's funny though that like, so this obviously doesn't impact us as much as it does with bigger channels, because bigger channels need to be making a larger amount of revenue. Especially, I know for a lot of the popular ones that I watch have said on record that they steer away from this kind of content. Like Game Grumps do a lot of, even though a lot of their shit they do a lot of Nintendo stuff. Famously, like the people at Rooster Teeth and mainly Achievement Hunter they do Mario Party when the new one comes out, and they don't touch anything else basically because they're just like, and they're like, we're gonna make this video because we love it, but we know we can't make any money off it.
Yeah.
So we're a business and we need to make a certain amount of revenue each video. Otherwise, business goes under. We have a staff of like 40 people. We can't afford to put a video out we're not going to get money on.
Yeah, like hobbyists for us, if we were actually making...
We were making bank.
If we were making like a lot of money out of this...
Boy. I believe we got to $10 by the time...
10.
So like, it's a nice to have. It sort of like makes you feel like if it's under your control, I guess it makes you feel like it could be.
Yeah.
But it's like, but if you're actually relying on it for your take home income, so you can eat and live, then you just can't do it.
You just can't do it.
Yeah.
And then they released the Nintendo creator program. That was hot shit. It was basically like, how about you make a video, you put all the effort into it, you tell us, we get the money, and we will give you like a very small cut of that. So we'll give you like a bullshit amount of money. And it's still not worth for creators, so not a lot of people really didn't sign up for it. It wasn't popular. I didn't... Honestly, did you guys notice any more Nintendo content in the Let's Play community after those rules came in? I didn't. Yeah. I didn't see an uptick in really anything. Maybe bits and pieces, but...
Only for the people, only from the people who were already deep into the Nintendo stuff. Their entire identity was Nintendo, then they had no choice but to sign up.
But like the people that do variety gameplay channels, they didn't start going, yeah, we can make more Nintendo content. They're like,
they were just sort of like,
nah.
And then there'd be a small few that were kind of in a position to have the luxury of going, yeah, no, we're not going to make a lot out of this, but we can still go ahead and make it.
Or we can
anyway.
make a video here or there because we know they do well. It could theoretically drive more traffic to our channel.
Yeah.
Because it's a new game. Like, that's the trade-off. But from a monetary zero, you get nothing.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
But this all changed. This all changed as of like last week, I think.
Like 2 days ago.
Only 2 days ago. We're recording this on the 1st, so a couple of days ago now. But yeah, so they changed everything, and it has, like, there's been a lot of articles about it. The changes are very good, and I thought we'd take some time to actually go through the changes with everyone, because realistically, there's been a lot written up about it, being like, it's good, and
that's it.
And that's it. Like, they don't really get into it because, it's terms and conditions guidelines. But yeah, so I thought it's a bit of a breakdown of what we can expect. I mean, it's not really going to change us because we're not making any money, but it will. I think this will actually contribute a lot, and we'll actually start seeing a lot more Nintendo content out there. And we will get into this later. But because Smash Bros. Ultimate is coming out, that is a fucking perfect golden opportunity.
Yes.
And Pokemon as well. A lot of people do streams and recorded content of Pokemon in a long format. So I think that's really positive as well. They're going to get there more content. I've actually started seeing way more already.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll go through the guidelines. So already, also I should mention as well, the way they phrase this is quite funny.
If I may interrupt for just 1 second.
Shut up, Carl.
Do you think that I don't think it's a coincidence that this is happening around the same time that Let's Go and Ultimate have hit the scene?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, this is definitely a plan. And I think it's because those two things are two of the most popular games that Nintendo has had in their stable for especially for recorded content. And even things like new fighting competitive mode, like the competitive scene would drive a lot of Smash Brothers content as well. So I don't think there's a lot of Smash Brothers like random Let's Play videos.
No, really.
I don't see too many of them.
Yeah.
But there's channels obviously for the competitive guys who their side business is making YouTube content as like their training sessions or whatever. And
so for Nintendo, the benefit out of that would be the fact that exactly right. So if more people are willing to stream their games, then it will be more visible to everybody, and
free advertising.
So like some person like, I like following this guy, I'm watching, he's playing Smash Brothers, it looks like a lot of fun, I'm gonna go get it, as opposed to never really heard about it, never really thought about it.
I mean,
and
that
let it
has
go.
always been the argument as to why stream, Let's Play, variety gameplay based content should be allowed. Should be encouraged by the developers of these games, because of the awareness that it drives.
Yes.
Have you ever bought a game because you've seen it on a Let's Play video and been like, that looks like fun, I'm going to buy it?
Yeah.
When you weren't going to buy it before you saw a video of it?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I have too. Absolutely. Can you think of an example?
I think I saw like... I think I saw like one episode of Undertale and then bought it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's a huge example for you, because that's one of your favorite games of all time.
No, not of all time. But it was probably...
Pretty up there.
It was my favorite game of the year it came out, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Yep. Yeah, for me, even something as simple as God, what was that sniper game we played?
Jeez.
I don't know. Can't remember the name of it.
I'll remember it.
But yeah, so we
half an hour into the video, I'll remember.
We played a whole bunch of little. We played like I bought games that were like $5-10 on Steam, and that because I saw videos of it and I was like, this looks fucking great.
Yeah.
And we played, enjoyed it. Even shit like Night Squad.
That was the one I was gonna say. Yeah. That's the one I was gonna point out.
Didn't think we were gonna get Night Squad, and I was like, this game was fucking sick. So and got it.
And it was. Yeah. It really was.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll go through the new Nintendo stuff now. So. They start with the traditional blurb. We are humbled every day by your loyalty and passion for Nintendo games, creators, and worlds. And we will not fuck you anymore on those things. Yes. Okay, great. So the point is you may now monetize your videos and channels using the monetization methods separately specified by Nintendo. Other forms of monetization of our intellectual property for commercial purposes are not permitted.
So what does that mean?
So basically what that means is... that you can monetize through platforms like YouTube and other things without having Nintendo like kind of.
But what does it mean by monetization methods separately specified by Nintendo?
So I believe that's probably somewhere else in this.
Oh, hang on! You just scrolled straight past it.
Did I?
Yes, right there.
Question, and this is in the Q&A section. What exactly are the monetization methods separately specified by Nintendo, as referred to in the guidelines?
I guess we should have read the whole thing.
Currently,
first.
the monetization methods separately specified by Nintendo include the following: Facebook Game Streamer, and the Facebook Level Up program. The Nico Duga.
That's a Japanese
thing. Okay.
YouTube-esque sort of thing.
Great. Yeah. OpenRec.tv, Twitch,
Twitter, YouTube.
Which is a Twitch affiliate program or Twitch partner program. Twitter, the Amplified Publisher program, and for us especially, YouTube and the YouTube partner program. So there you go. And then it says subject to be updated as well, which means they could be added and removed from certain things. They fucked up Dailymotion, man. I don't know why they just left Dailymotion off that list.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it feels a bit like they're picking winners here. Like only the biggest platforms. If you want to go indie, this isn't for you.
Yeah.
And again, I think that aligns well with the whole point of, hey, this could be a good promotional piece for us. So it's the big platforms that will get the most like airtime to new customers that they're going with.
So this next point is what I actually think is what we were talking about before about good publicity for video games, is that we encourage you to create videos that include your creative input and commentary. Videos and images that contain mere copies of Nintendo game content without creative input or commentary are not permitted. You may, however, post gameplay videos and screenshots using Nintendo system features, such as the capture button on the Nintendo Switch, without additional input or commentary. So that second bit is like how the PS4 Share has a thing, where you can literally just grab a 10-second clip, chuck it up on Twitter, and it will automatically hashtag with PS4 Share.
Yeah.
Nice and easy. People can get their clips out. And a lot of them, they are not even YouTube creators. They're just like, hey, I did a fun cool little thing, and up it goes.
Here's my MLG Pro play,
or
whatever.
Exactly right. So they're like, oh, hey, I died doing this funny thing, and it's like a 10-second clip. So it means that's not going to get taken down. And it also means, as the first bit goes up, it means that people like us, the Let's Play community, they're all good. As long as there's
the streaming community.
And the streaming community as well. All fine. The issue that comes is if you were to do... This may now come into things when we were talking about long play.
I was just about to mention that.
That probably... That could very well be taken down still. We don't know how that's going to be affected. But definitely by looking at that, it says that they definitely want a creative endeavor. If you just film it and chuck it up somewhere,
it doesn't meet the guidelines.
No, it does not meet the guidelines
at this stage.
No.
They could choose to turn a blind eye, but it does at the moment. I don't think it meets the guidelines, which is disappointing. But where do you draw the line?
No, it's but the way that I would be able to see it meeting the guidelines is even in a long play. If you're just talking. Yeah. In the background,
but the whole point of a long play is that it's just the gameplay.
I get that.
Yeah, but it's
but
not.
Like my point around that is just like you could just be like, it doesn't even have to be you trying to entertain or trying to.
Well, theoretically, what you can do, because the whole idea behind that long play movement is that we want to preserve. This thing, so you can look at a video and be like, hey, I wanted to show someone something.
Yeah.
And then you can find the bit in a YouTube video and show it to someone playing it.
So my point around the talking is literally, this is X section. Play. This is this. Like being very informative and still working towards...
You could be creative in that fashion and giving someone a thing. I would also think that simply you could just not monetize your video and they will not take it down. These are specific to monetization rights, not takedown rights.
Yes.
And which is fair, because if you think about how fair use actually works, instead of creators just crying fair use for everything, it's supposed to be that if I have added my own value, I'm using your content, but I'm adding my own intrinsic value to this thing and creating a thing that people watch my content irregardless of the game because I'm injecting myself into it. That's the whole concept.
It's a bit stricter than that, is it not?
Yeah, well, it means the work is transformational, and it means that by being transformational, it means that you have fundamentally altered the product by adding whatever you're adding to it.
Yes.
So long play does not do that.
And there are only certain types of things that you're meant to transform. I think it's like parody and critique and education and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So you can do that. So the thing is, maybe you could.
Also, those are American laws that we're citing. I don't know how it actually works in Australia.
But the thing is, they're definitely applying to us because we're using an American platform.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it doesn't
actually,
really.
That's true.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what country you're in. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. It also means that, like, if you want to monetize your video, you have to do something creative, which is fine to me, honestly.
And just back to the point of the long plays, with the intent being to be keeping a record, the creator's intent is generally not to make money out of it.
Yes.
So
that's still aligned with the community.
Yeah.
Okay, another point. You are only permitted to use Nintendo game content that has been officially released or from promotional materials officially released by Nintendo, such as product trailers or Nintendo Directs. This is interesting, for two things. The last bit is because I've seen a lot of news channels that I watch for gaming news on YouTube. Their videos get taken down because Nintendo releases a trailer, they're talking, they've got like a news segment, and they'll be talking in front of the camera, and then it will cut to sections of the trailer to disperse things. You know, it's a news program. It's like a standard news package you would see in traditional news broadcasts. And Nintendo have absolutely fucking taken down those videos, even though it's a news video and it's like public video that can be accessed. I was like,
to the point where it's not uncommon to see that sort of content put just a different game in and say, this is where I would put the Nintendo clip, except I'll take it down.
Yeah.
Except, Nintendo.
Which is crazy too, because then that has got Nintendo in a whole bunch of hot water, because funnily enough, a lot of videos that have gotten taken down about this have tended to target news clips where they're criticizing Nintendo. And all of a sudden, that looks like you're using the law to censor journalists. Not good. So now they're clarifying.
Not good, but also perhaps not unexpected.
Yeah, but the thing is, now their new guidelines are recognizing that, and they're going to make sure that they can't take down videos and censor journalists. Fantastic.
We'll see how long they stick to it.
Yes. So, what do you mean we have to stop silencing journalists? Fuck. But
is that too cynical? Is that too bitter of a standpoint to take?
But think about it. How long has Nintendo been doing this?
Oh, wow.
Because basically since the dawn of YouTube.
No, exactly. So it is. In my mind, I'm always thinking, what's the business value to whatever anybody does?
Yeah.
Right. So if for whatever reason they don't see an improvement in sales, they don't see any sort of value in doing this, they can very well just go, nope.
We'll just go back to the old ways, the bad old days.
Especially if the bad old ways makes them more money. Yep. That's, in my mind, always going to be the case with these.
So in other words, we here at A Cast of Salt endorse everyone going out and buying Smash Ultimate. And when you buy Smash Ultimate, make sure you tell them that it's a direct response to the creators'
updated content.
Please don't actually do that. That would be stupid.
I mean, you're welcome to.
So tell them we sent you. So that actually probably brings us into another point here, as you are not permitted or to imply or state that your videos are officially affiliated with or sponsored by Nintendo.
Officially sponsored by Nintendo.
Hey, Adam, did you know that my uncle works at Nintendo?
Oh, yeah. Dude, my dad works at Nintendo 4 years. Fucking, he knew the cheat codes for Pokemon. He knew the button combo you had to press to get Mew behind the SSN. Like, that was a thing you could do, and no one knew about it.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, goddamn.
So, yeah, great. That speaks for itself, really. Don't fucking lie in your videos. Also, as well, so we've got...
Do you think people would actually do that, Adam?
Absolutely.
Do you think people would go on the internet and just
not on the
lies?
internet. Not on the internet.
Why would you lie about something so critical and important?
The internet's a safe space,
I know.
Carl. You should know this.
So, also want to touch on as well. Okay, so if you want to use the intellectual property of a third party, you're responsible for obtaining any necessary third party permissions. That is YouTube's
That's standard.
That's YouTube's program.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're using a bit of music, Nintendo doesn't give a fuck. The artist that created the music will definitely give a fuck about that, though. And we also reserve the right to remove any content we believe is unlawful, infringing, inappropriate, or not in content in line with these guidelines.
Yes.
Again,
That's it.
standard boil.
That's
Standard.
it.
Stock standard
Get
stuff.
out of jail free card.
It is. But in saying that, though, as well, it also says, or not in line with these guidelines. So realistically, if you feel that they are, then you can take that up with YouTube or take that
YouTube
up with
and Nintendo.
And then you will actually have some footing because they actually have guidelines now. You're like, look, I'm following the guidelines. I feel this is transformative.
Yeah.
Because that's always going to be the grey area of whether they go, well, actually, we don't feel that's creative enough. That's where they usually draw the line on these kind of things.
And the part where sort of all creators do always need to be careful when it comes to such guidelines such as this is very often they can get updated without them having to notify you. So generally they will notify you, but they don't have to.
Speaking of Binnyman, the next line in this is, please understand that we will not be able to respond to individual inquiries regarding these guidelines. Also, we may update these guidelines from time to time, so please refer to the latest version before sharing your content.
Ta-da!
So we will not notify you, but, you have to check back.
So it's again, the stock standard sort of, you just have to be vigilant
We had
yourself.
a lawyer review these guidelines.
You just have to be vigilant yourself if you're creating content, there's always, refer to this if you want to. If you don't, just know that Nintendo can come snapping at your heels.
Okay, cool. So a couple quick things here for Q&A. For the frequently asked questions, what types of content are acceptable under the guidelines and what is not acceptable? We encourage you to use the content, video, and images that feature creative input. For example, Let's Play videos and video game reviews are within the scope of the guidelines.
Yeah.
However,
Well, okay. Let's just stop for a second here.
That's a blanket rule too.
Let's just stop for a second here. Nintendo has said in an official legal document
Let's Plays
that
are
Let's Plays
fine.
are legit.
Yes.
And video game reviews, yes.
That's why this is really good.
We truly are living in the future.
I know, right?
What a world we live in.
However, you may not simply upload or live stream an existing Nintendo video gameplay footage without your own creative input or copy of content created by someone else.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, so do they cover video uploads or can I live stream as well? Yes, they cover both uploads and live streams. What do you mean by appropriate video and image sharing websites? We generally accept most commonly used video and image sharing platforms as such, but not limited to YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. However, we reserve the right to remove any content we believe is unlawful, infringing, inappropriate, or not within the guidelines. So, if you upload to Pornhub, my guess is they're probably going to take that shit down because they do not want the word Nintendo on Pornhub.
With porn.
Like, it's family brand.
Yep.
Even though, man, you can get some fucking quality gameplay footage on Pornhub.
You can.
People upload shit all the time when their stuff was getting taken down. They're like, fuck it, it's going on Pornhub.
Pornhub it is.
Pornhub was like, we welcome all of you. We don't cast blame here. We're a utopia.
It's like, have you seen some of the shit that's on our sites already?
Yeah, it's like, we're not...
We can't judge
upload
anybody.
your fucking unmonetizable videos. Can I sell content that I create or upload a live stream on a sharing platform if it includes Nintendo game content? No. You may not sell any videos, music, or images that you created using the content. That's fair. Can I create, upload, live stream content that's based on other Nintendo intellectual property outside of gameplay footage and screenshots, such as fan art? Which is, then it basically goes, oh, I don't fucking know. Like,
There's like that.
This is basically for video and image sharing sites. Anything else is like applicable to relevant laws
to other laws,
other jurisdiction. Like if it was fan art, I'm sure you would need the permission of the artist.
Yes.
They're like, we don't care. If you want to upload pictures of Bowsette, we're not going to fucking stop you. But you might need to ask the person that drew the hentai or whatever. Like, I don't know.
All right.
Okay, cool. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff here as well. There's pretty much... I don't think there's too much else.
Oh, that last sentence looks kind of...
What do you mean by content that is unlawful, infringing, or inappropriate? It's just basically any content that violates any applicable law, infringes the intellectual property rights of Nintendo, or features pirated Nintendo software. This is a really good point to jump into our tangent here.
So it is incredibly ironic that this... is it ironic? Is that the right word? I don't know.
No, it's preemptive, mate.
That this appeared at in the same week that Smash Ultimate leaked onto the internet.
The whole game. The whole thing.
Like, do you want this game? Here you go.
Here you go.
It's not even out yet. Here you go.
So yeah, that game's already out.
I heard a rumor that a store somewhere broke the street date.
Yep.
I don't know if it's related.
In Mexico, I would figure it's probably related.
I imagine it would be.
What are the odds that someone Nintendo is going to leak it? That someone has access to the build?
It's not impossible.
It's not, and that shit's happened before.
It is possible, but I would guarantee that it's probably gone into the hands of someone
on it,
who broke from a vendor that broke street date, and they went, "Well, I'm gonna fuck with Nintendo."
Well, I think it's very important that we don't actually know. To point out that we don't know.
We don't.
Okay,
know.
We're speculating.
We don't know. We're speculating. We know that we've heard that at least one retailer broke the street date, but it doesn't even necessarily have to be them. It could be another retailer who just took a copy from the inventory and...
Sweet.
Yeah.
So very unfortunate. Nintendo's very pissed off about it. So put up any Smash Brothers videos. We are warning you now.
Do not. Yes. If anyone out there has some sick unreleased footage that they're about to upload to YouTube, don't. They will delete your channel.
maybe don't.
They will delete your channel.
Just on that note as well, like, from the little that I've seen reading up about this and hearing about this, it's kind of cool because Smash has a pretty big and good sort of community behind it.
Yeah.
Like, as it's been running for ages. And the cool thing that I have seen about this, and I guess to Nintendo's benefit, is that even that community, from what I've been reading, they're just like, we know that this has been leaked, but we're not going looking for it. You get what I mean? No one is actively going, I've heard there's a leak, I need to download it, or I've heard there's a leak, I need to find videos to find out the new upcoming content.
Yeah.
They're just like effectively like purposefully trying to avoid any of this leak or any of this information to be like, I'm waiting for the official release of it and actually experience it when it's supposed to come out.
Yep. I mean, like, it might just be because I'm getting old now, but I'm like, it's like 5 days, 6 days.
I can wait.
I'm going to be playing this game for at least that many years. I can wait.
I'm fine.
I'm happy to wait 5 days.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So sorry.
So that's just to the point I'm kind of getting at there is like that's an example of the benefit you can see of building a good community around the game. And I think that's where Nintendo can take a lesson out of it to be like, instead of being so strict around shit and instead of having the previous guidelines and what they're doing now, it's more a matter of going, let's build a community. Let's make this more accessible. Let's make this more enjoyable as a whole. Yeah. And then you'll get that loyalty. You'll get that
I feel that one of the major things that they've had issues with Let's Play community in general is that they feel like they lose creative control when they say you can make a video about this. Because the main issue is like even channels like us where, for instance, we swear a lot in our videos. And they're like, no, wait, we can't have someone in playing the new Mario game calling Mario a little butt licker. That's not good.
We can't have these vulgar Australians sullying such a fine family game as Mario Party.
Like they've never been on the internet before. But
question though,
yes.
When Bowsette became a thing, wasn't there news of Nintendo going,
I think that was fake.
We may have a new character on our hands.
Dude, I would not be fucking surprised. They're like, well, I think they're just like, wait a minute. It's like, hey, it's such a little gimmick. They're like, you put the crown on Toadette, and she turns into like Princess Toadette.
Yeah.
Or what do they call it? Peachette.
Peachette.
And we're like, oh, Peachette, so adorable. And then the fan community just went, what if it was Bowser? And she was horny as fuck all the time.
Do that with anybody.
Oh my god. Everyone's like Bowsette. And then I saw Chain Chompette. I saw Boozette. I saw everything, son.
All the
everything.
Internet.
Everyone went fucking
Stay
mental.
classy.
So that's the internet for you, Nintendo. Get used to it.
But then the thing is, they're like, hey, we should have done this ages ago because we could just monetize this. Because imagine what it would be like is if in the next Mario Kart game, not
There's
even like a mainstay Mario game, they just threw in Bowsette.
Yeah.
Wouldn't people go fucking insane? That would make news articles.
It would make news articles. It would make so much sales.
Yeah,
people would buy the game just for the fact that it has
would race
Bowsette on
Bowsette as often as people like have a fucking fan attachment to Waluigi. Me included. I'm not criticizing that movement at all.
So that's gonna
I got
be
a little boy like, where is it? There.
Yep,
there
right
we
there.
go.
There
I'm
you
pointing
go.
to him on camera.
For those listening, there's a plush Waluigi in the background.
Oh, yes.
Gotta rep my boy.
So maybe that can be the final secret DLC, Waluigi and Bowsette for Smash Brothers.
In Smash.
Oh my god. That's
would make-
the secret character in Smash is Bowsette. Everyone would fucking lose their minds.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
You've given me some good ideas, Carl. Yeah, cool. So I think we can probably leave that there. Okay. So the next thing. Loot box. How
this
a
old
tried and true topic on a cast of souls.
This old chestnut.
Well, this is some decidedly Australian news this time, as the Australian Senate has have they launched the inquiry?
No, it's reported back.
They have the Senate inquiry in Australia has reported back with their findings into loot boxes and whether or not it constitutes gambling.
So let's just Google that real quick.
Yeah, so let's have a look at that.
Rose, do you have any context around this at all?
Yes.
Well, it was brought to the Australian government's attention that loot boxes are exploitative and bad practices. quick, think of an adjective.
Bad.
And,
good one, Carl.
And there was an inquiry. There are a lot of submissions, both for and against. Mm-hmm. And it's reported back. And unfortunately, I think they've gone a little soft on them.
Oh yeah.
They've called for a comprehensive review of game loot boxes, but no firm recommendations other than that.
Yep. So just my 2 cents on the matter. I kind of get why that's the case. Simply because I feel like if they were to clamp down on it, it would open a Pandora's box.
Why is that?
In terms of gambling as a whole. So
if they were to clamp down on it, or if they
on,
were to
on loot boxes specifically, simply because there would be other things that could then be constituted as gambling, right? Like it could just be it could open the floodgates of oh, what about this thing? This is also gambling. What about this thing? This is also gambling. And that would be quite impactful to the gaming industry. Not video gaming, but gaming as a gambling industry.
Well, I mean, I might be all right with that, with the gambling industry being taken down a peg or two, because
they suck.
We lose. When I say we, I don't mean us personally, but
Australia as a community.
Australians lose an awful lot of money every year.
Oh yeah,
to gambling.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do. We actually, in Australia, there is actually a historical problem with gambling that we have in this country. There are lots of issues with problem gambling, and the existence of pokie machines is a really bad. It influences a lot of problem gambling. It's probably where most of our problem gambling lies, because of the ease of access of they're fucking everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
it's not as bad as the Japanese pachinko machines, but it's pretty fucking bad.
I don't know how many international viewers we have, but it seems normal to us because we've been around it for most of our lives. But it's
people are shocked when they come over.
Most pubs and every single club
have an area where you can gamble.
Huge amount of floor space dedicated to poker machines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slot machines.
Slot machines. Yeah.
They're just there. There's every single pub everywhere in the city, in the suburbs, in the country, everywhere.
Yeah. It's a standard part of any club or pub.
Yeah, and you just sort of, if it's not something you're into, you just sort of end up tuning it out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I won't go through this entire report because I've got the Senate report in front of me from the Australian government.
How many pages is it?
It is 84 pages long. They do touch on. They do touch on
into a fair bit of detail.
Yeah, they do.
there.
They touch on a lot of things here, though.
Get comfortable, guys. We're reading it all to you now.
They have a lot of stuff around actually skin gambling. Yeah. The use of virtual items in online. The idea of that. Say the skin gambling market was estimated worth $7.4 billion in the US in 2016.
So is that just CSGO skins, or is it?
It is estimated that tens of thousands of people make bets using in-game items, particularly obtained from CSGO or third-party websites. The items are won or lost in real-world value and bought, then via the CSGO's publisher Valve. So they have a whole bunch of stuff in here. They've got a whole bunch of, they've got a compendium of all the international regulatory responses from Denmark, Belgium, Netherlands, which have all famously banned them. And they've also got from France to Germany, the UK, the US, China, New Zealand, all those things.
Yep.
They've also got a whole bunch of here, like the legal definitions of what we consider gambling in Australia.
Yep.
And then the issues raised in evidence. The issues, it was also argued that loot boxes do not constitute gambling because players are always guaranteed to receive in-game content. So therefore, technically, you never lose. Where in poker machine, you press a button and you get nothing.
Yes.
But you'll always get something out of your loot box, whether or not it's equal to the value of what you put in.
Is a different matter.
And this is the collectible card game defense.
Yes, not gambling because you're always getting something.
Something.
Yeah. So, okay, Raz, and that's a good point around the collectible card game.
Yeah.
To my earlier point of opening the floodgates. If they were to go, this is gambling, let's clamp down on it, boom.
What about MTG?
MTG will fall under fire as well. Other things will fall under fire. And as such, they're just like... my understanding of it is they MTG, do need to be careful about it.
I like MTG as a game. Like the game of MTG.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking travesty, exploitative travesty of a community.
Opening packs is also gambling.
Yeah.
It's actually funny that we bring this up because consistently people go, loot boxes are shit. I don't like loot boxes. Even cosmetics, hate them. Zero loot boxes. We never want to see loot boxes anymore. And to be fair, you've already paid full price for the game, so I'd say, yeah, that's fair. But the fact with card games is it works the same, but it actually depends on, it actually affects how you play the game.
Yeah.
For Magic. If you don't open packs, you won't have cards to play.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
You can go on the secondary market.
You can, but
buy cards.
that's not an official marketplace, is it? Through MTG, or is this through other websites?
No, when I'm talking about so it's not run by Hasbro.
Yes.
It's all, just like individual retailers, game stores, online marketplaces, that sort of thing.
Yes. But
and in MTG's current the current digital offering that they're pushing, Magic Arena, you can't trade in that either. It's very Hearthstone-esque.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, look, I'm kind of torn here because I like card games.
Yes.
But I like them despite
those
the collectible aspect, not because of it.
So again, my point still stands in the sense that regardless of whether you like a game or an industry or a thing or not, the sole fact is that if one of them gets targeted to say you're doing wrong, you're breaking the law, this needs to stop, then everyone is susceptible to the same scrutiny.
Yeah. So, sorry, I've got something else to say about the whole card games business as well. So, for card games, but like for the collectible card games as opposed to the ones where you actually do go out and buy sets of them, you don't have to buy an MTG license to start playing the game.
You don't have to pay any dollars to be able to buy MTG cards.
You have to for the digital ones like Hearthstone and
it's free to
and
play.
Magic Arena. You don't have to buy a Hearthstone license or an MTG Arena license. You create an account, you install the game, and off you go.
Speaking of, I was considering getting an MTG Arena.
It's good. I like it.
I'll see. Talking about gambling, I would like to gamble. I'll quickly read out.
Now. So So I think it's like one could make. Like I still don't want to say it's good or it's acceptable because it is kind of exploitative, but it feels less offensive than when it shows up in a game that you actually have to pay money to play.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with that. But in saying this though, would you recommend someone getting into Magic the Gathering if they told you they had a history with gambling and gambling addiction? Would you say play MTG?
I would say play MTG only if you can justify buying the cards all as singles.
Buy a starter deck and just play with your mates.
Leave it at that. Leave it at
So
that.
that's the thing. If you told them get into the community,
you-
I would not feel comfortable telling one of my friends that had a gambling problem to say, "Yeah, play Magic."
Or I would say, if you can justify spending however much it costs to put together a deck that you would like to play,
then buy that deck and that's it.
Then buy that deck and play that deck.
Buy it complete.
Do not buy boxes. Do not buy boosters.
Yeah.
Yes, because that does honestly that you feel the trigger. You feel the
Like, oh my.
I got a rare. You're like, yeah.
The only people that actually make money off springing product, off buying product, are the people that buy it
And sell
keep it, and then sell it later on after it's gone up in price, or that buy enough of it that they can guarantee that they'll open cards that will be worth money to sell later.
Yeah, cool. So I will quickly just read out what the conclusion for the Australian government made. There is a lot of legalese. If you thought the Nintendo content guidelines are bad, this is the Australian government.
This is
so
worse.
Get ready for this. The committee is aware that loot boxes are not a homogeneous entity and that any policy or regulatory response, including the classification of games, should take account of this. So does anyone want to translate that into normal person English?
Nope.
It means that they're hedging their bets.
Yeah, pretty much. They're not willing to comment either way. The committee is also aware that the research into the psychological impact of loot boxes on players is still in its infancy, and it would be appropriate to draw inferences from existing research. That's kind of a point
Of which
gambling.
is very little at the moment.
Yes. Until further research is complete, developing an evidence-based regulatory approach to mitigate any harm against any harm which may arise from interaction with loot boxes is challenging.
Yeah.
Agreed. Nevertheless, with regards to loot boxes, the roles and responsibilities of the Australian government regulators may benefit from clarification and greater coordination to guard against any gaps in coverage.
And so that's a very good point there. Like I was saying, how they don't want to they might not want to open the floodgate.
They're keeping their eye on this.
The thing is, right to that exact point, they're just like, what could we do? Like, we can put something in place, but we don't have enough information to say this is a way to control this problem, or this is a way to help people with a gambling addiction, or this is what we should or shouldn't do. It's like, if we were to put in rules now, we would be kind of stabbing in the dark a little bit. We could make things worse. We could make things better.
You think it's too early to go?
That's the
what
point.
their
That's
opinion
the point
is, anyway.
of what they're making in just that little snippet there. It's just to say more research needs to go into this before we can make any specific
Having said
hard
that,
set
a
rules.
lot of people also use that exact thing for climate change as well. Just gonna throw that one out there. But like, we'll have to see. So basically,
you think the stance is more info required?
No, my personal opinion is there's absolutely shit that they can do right now to help.
Absolutely.
Their stance is to say,
I'm
not sure.
I'm not as hardline as in saying microtransactions and loot boxes in general should be banned, like wholesale. I mean, I don't disagree with the people that think that. I'm not, but I'm not necessarily like, so vehemently against them.
Yeah.
But I also don't like the exploitative way that people do things, including, and we won't get on this too much, but the Fallout 76 thing, when instead of getting, like, when people complained about the canvas bag not being made out of canvas.
Can we take a little detour to talk about that for a second?
So that's clearly false advertising. People complained. They said, fuck off, basically.
We'll give you $5 worth of...
And then they said, oh, don't... And then when everyone started kicking out more stink because of their original response, they went, you know, if you've got it, we'll give you 500 free atoms, which is their fucking in-game currency.
In-game currency, yeah.
Which is just like getting people into the marketplace.
Yeah, it's nothing for them.
It means nothing. It literally nothing to them. If anything, it gets more people hooked into their in-game system.
Their game, yeah.
So I'm like... And those kind of things you see all the time in trying to get people in, and that's definitely a tool to get people into gambling. That is very cut and dry. That is the same technique that people use.
It's like
to get people into playing
free
gambling.
$3,000 to spend at the casino.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah, it's not even funny. Like
we have a community member that actually did buy the Fallout 76
correct
Power Armor edition, and apparently the big selling point, the helmet isn't even that sturdy.
So he loves the helmet. The helmet looks good.
But the flashlight doesn't work
But
as well.
the headlamp does not work.
Doesn't work.
There's a whole bunch of shit on that doesn't really work. So apparently not very good.
Yeah, like which is a pity because it does look very.
It does
very
look
nice.
cool, but I guess the whole thing is put it on your shelf and that's it.
Yeah.
Don't use it.
which is kind of a shame.
Which
isn't
sucks because it costs $200 for the fucking box. Like.
Yeah. Anyway,
but the last thing as well for the Australian government is that they said they want the final recommendation from the Australian government from that little clip that I read out was that they want to address concerns around regulator roles and responsibilities, legal definitions, classifications, and consumer protection. So that's the recommendation. It's pretty washy.
Yeah.
To be honest, though, I'm not totally surprised. I would be shocked if they came back with a hard stance.
Yeah, no.
Because, again, there's a lot of acceptance of gambling. There's a lot of thing in the society where we're trying to change it and more laws are coming in harder. But there are some huge gambling lobbyists in Australia.
There's gambling.
Huge gambling lobbyists.
Gambling for a long time is...
For God's sake, we live in Sydney.
Yeah.
Gambling for a long time has been a big part of Australian society. It's a norm. Yes. You've got the pokies, you've got the dogs, you've got...
I wouldn't be surprised if people from casinos were helping to try and get this shit under the rug. Because anything that looks negative is a step against them. It's a step, if you say that's gambling and that should be regulated, they don't want
more regulation.
Gambling in Australia and especially New South Wales, they want the least amount of regulation as humanly fucking possible.
Scrutiny.
There is a reason the premier of this state, which I guess would be the equivalent of a governor, I think, in the US.
I'd say so.
Would be...
The previous premier.
The previous premier was nicknamed Casino Mike. Guess why?
Here's some money in your pocket.
All of his friends were fucking casino owners, and he basically went, let's deregulate all that shit. All of it.
Yeah.
How
many do you want?
how many millions of dollars do you want, and how much do I not have to look at the problems? Development? You want to develop a new casino? Free. The government will pay for it.
Here you go, buddy.
Here's some fucking money.
Okay. We are running a little low on time.
We are.
To wrap this up, the one thing that I really hate about this whole loot box business is, we're talking about whether we think it's a good idea, it's a bad idea, how it relates to card games, whether we think, how we think it impacts game design. We kind of lost sight of the fact that it used to be possible to buy a game and not have to expect to pay more money.
This was a long time ago, Carl.
I know it was, but
before the advent of online services.
I know, but we shouldn't forget.
On that note, though, that is still a thing. We're saying it's a long time ago, but you can absolutely still get maybe not AAA games, maybe not the big titles.
You have to go to the indie scene.
You have to dig for it. You absolutely do have to dig for it.
And I think that's a shame. And I think it means that these games, it's going to be very hard to sort of get a feel for what these games were actually like in the future once all these services are turned off.
True. And yeah, so it's going to become a scarcity, and you're going to miss playing a game purely for the sake of playing a game.
Yes.
Just because it's not really as easily accessible anymore.
Because it's like if I want to pick up, say, what's a good example? Shadow of War before they removed the loot boxes.
Yep.
You know? So it's like people say it's a good game. If I want to pick it up, I have to think what am I going to be missing out on if I don't want to spend more than the base
I don't want to
price?
pay loot boxes.
Which
is actually great because now it's gone. Everyone's like, it's a way better game.
Yeah.
Way better.
If I don't want to pay the extra money, or even like what's another example? Call of Duty Black Ops. I know some people that actually saying that it's actually
Assassin's Creed.
I have played it myself and it's quite good.
Yeah, there you go. But
I'm not a Call of Duty player.
If I want to play Call of Duty Black Ops 4, I used to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, am I going to be able to do that if I don't want to spend more money on it? Is that a thing that I can do?
You don't know.
I don't know. And that can and that's a shame.
So
that makes me less likely to want to jump in.
So I am sort of somewhat hopeful in the sense that we have seen a little bit of a trend to that point, Carl. We have seen a little bit of a trend where there have been games that have come out very transaction-y, loot boxy, gotten a bad rep, and they've backpedaled on it.
Rolled them back
to remove it. And because of that, I'm hoping developers can be like, shit, these loot boxes, not so great for our games.
Well, people are actually backing away from loot boxes as it is.
Not so great for our games. So hopefully, and this is very wishful thinking, it could be a matter of maybe we are already going in that direction of going back to games being games for the sake of games.
First, we'll go back to microtransactions just being microtransactions, you know?
Even then, that's a step in the right direction.
But then we've still lost ground. The fact that
Absolutely.
If you take a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the fact that a experience buff microtransaction exists in that game means that its design has been compromised.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you. And I don't imagine this is going to be an overnight thing. But I am hopeful that it's moving back in a good direction to allow more engaging, more enjoyable games for the sake of just the game.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Well, I think we might wrap it up there.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all very much.
Listening to our podcast.
It's a very interesting time.
It is.
Of the year for games.
Old man Carl here is getting angry at the new and hip things that are happening in the gaming industry.
So if you excuse me, Smash Ultimate comes out next week, and I am there. Okay?
So thank you. Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to hear more of the weekly or fortnightly, as we do it, news updates, or more news about Carl loving Smash Brothers and also hating everything else, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You could also subscribe and follow us on iTunes or SoundCloud as well for this podcast.
Correct.
We also have a lot more content on YouTube itself with our gameplay videos, which we are pushing more out starting now.
Yes. And don't forget to jump onto Discord.
Yes, and please let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below or where you comment on your chosen platform. And let us know what you think.
All right.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
See you next time.
Huh.